of steak and whiskey, the smell of the wheat. Restaurants tossing what I'd kill to eat, while my fridge at home has nothing but the heat. A single ketchup packet, a jar of dust, a shelf that holds my hunger and my disgust. The rich don't see the empty when they dine. They just lift their forks and call it fine. The smell of rich food and empty fridges, the line between plenty and the bridges. We sleep under, we crawl across. The smell of the feast and the smell of the loss. My fridge is a tomb, the street is a feast. The irony cuts like a knife to the beast. The smell of rich food, I breathe it in and learn to be hungry again and again. I clean their tables for minimum wage, watch them push away plates in a food rage. What's this sauce? What's this spice? I'd eat their scraps for a week, that'd be nice. They tip with pennies and call it generous. I smile and nod, I'm not dangerous, just hungry and tired and trying to keep my own empty fridge a secret deep. The smell of rich food and empty fridges, the line between plenty and the bridges. We sleep under, we crawl across. The smell of the feast and the smell of the loss. My fridge is a tomb, the street is a feast. The irony cuts like a knife to the beast. The smell of rich food, I breathe it in and learn to be hungry again and again. A customer left a half-eaten cake, pretty as a picture of sweet mistake. I wrapped it in napkins, took it home, ate it in the dark, cold and alone. My neighbor knocked and asked for bread. I said, I've got nothing, hung my head. The smell from the restaurant next door was garlic, butter, and so much more. And so much more. My fridge will be full, I swear. Not with scraps, not with someone else's care. With food I bought, with honest hands. In the kitchen, where my family stands. But until then, I'll breathe the smell of the rich man's heaven, the poor man's hell. The smell of rich food and empty fridges, the hunger that builds and never relinquishes. Empty fridges, empty fridges. Empty fridges. Stars are out, but they don't shine for me. Just a cracked sidewalk and a broken key. I lay my jacket down where the cold seeps through. The pavement is my bedroom, nothing new. The cars drive by, they don't slow down. I'm just part of the furniture of this town. A shape in the shadows, a breath in the wind. The pavement is my bedroom, where do I begin? The pavement is my bedroom tonight. No roof above me, no morning light. Just the hum of the street and the ache in my bones. This is the sound of sleeping alone. The stars don't care, the moon is cold. This is the story the pavement told. The pavement is my bedroom, I've made my peace. Now I just need the morning to release. I used to have a pillow, used to have a door, a place to rest my head on a hardwood floor. But the door got locked, the key got lost, and I learned to sleep with the cold and the frost. A cardboard box is a mattress now. I've forgotten how to make a vow to safety, to shelter, to a ceiling above. The pavement is my bedroom and it's almost love. The pavement is my bedroom tonight. No roof above me, no morning light. Just the hum of the street and the ache in my bones. This is the sound of sleeping alone. The stars don't care, the moon is cold. This is the story the pavement told. The pavement is my bedroom, I've made my peace. Now I just need the morning to release. The cop stopped by at 3 a.m., shone his light and asked, "Where's your kin?" I said, "Sir, I don't have any left. Just the pavement and the theft of everything I used to own. A bed, a blanket, a telephone." He said, "You can't sleep here, it's against the law." I said, "Then tell me where I'm supposed to fall." But I've learned to sleep without a fight. The concrete holds me like a mother might. If mothers were made of stone at night, I'll wake up with the sunrise, stiff and sore, and walk the pavement a little more. No promises, no prayers, no doom. Just a bedroom made of a city's womb. Pavement tonight. Pavement tonight. rise, but they don't see the look in my eyes. The bottom is a place you don't reach by falling. It's a place you arrive at after years of stalling. You take the stairs, one by one, through the dust and the damage and the things undone. There's no elevator, no express train, just a slow descent through the pouring rain. There's no elevator to the bottom, my friend. You have to take the stairs to the bitter end. Step by step, crack by crack. There's no shortcut to the bottom and no way back. The rich ride high in their glass machines. We walk the stairs through the broken seams. There's no elevator to where I've been, only stairs and the ghosts of might have been. I started at the top when I was young, on a ladder that everyone had sung. But the rungs broke loose, the hands gave way, and I've been descending ever since that day. Each step is a lesson, each landing a loss, a job that vanished, a love that cost. More than I had, more than I could give. Now I'm at the bottom, learning how to live. There's no elevator to the bottom, my friend. You have to take the stairs to the bitter end. Step by step, crack by crack. There's no shortcut to the bottom and no way back. The rich ride high in their glass machines. We walk the stairs through the broken seams. There's no elevator to where I've been, only stairs and the ghosts of might have been. A man in a suit asked me, why don't you just climb? I said, sir, I've been climbing all my life, I'm out of time. The stairs are steep and the railings are gone, and I've been walking down since before you were born. He looked at his watch and walked away. He had an elevator to catch that day, up to the top where the air is thin. I wished him well, he didn't see me grin. There's no elevator to the bottom, that's true. But the bottom has a view the top never knew. You can see the cracks in the foundation stone, and the people who built the world alone. So let them ride their glass machines. I'll take the stairs through the broken seams. There's no elevator, but I don't mind. The bottom is the only place that's kind. No elevator, no elevator to the bottom. I stood in line like I do every week, with the broken faces and the silent meek. The lady at the counter used to smile. Today she just pointed at the empty pile. The sign said closed in a crooked hand. Sorry, no food. We don't understand where the donations went, where the money's gone. Just know the kitchen can't carry on. The soup kitchen ran out of hope today. Not just the bread, not just the soup. The kind of empty that makes you stoop lower than you've ever been before. When the last open door closes the door. The soup kitchen ran out of hope today. The volunteers had nothing to say, just sorry and a folded chair, and the sound of hunger in the air. Joe sat down on the curb and cried. He said, I've survived wars, I've survived lies, but I don't know if I can survive tonight without a warm bowl in the fluorescent light. Maggie held her baby tight to her chest. She said, he hasn't eaten, he needs rest. The baby was quiet, too quiet, you know. That's the hunger that don't let you grow. The soup kitchen ran out of hope today. Not just the bread, not just the soup. The kind of empty that makes you stoop lower than you've ever been before. When the last open door closes the door. The soup kitchen ran out of hope today. The volunteers had nothing to say, just sorry in a folded chair, and the sound of hunger in the air. I used to think that hope was free, but hope needs funding. Hope needs a key to a pantry, a fridge, a volunteer's heart. Now the kitchen's empty, we're torn apart. The pastor came and locked the gate, said we'll reopen if it's not too late. But if is a word that the hungry can't eat, if it's just paving on a broken street. Finds hope another day. But tonight the line is gone, the doors are closed. The hungry are the only ones who know what it means to stand where hope should be and find nothing, just you and me. Ran out of hope, ran out of hope. saw the landlord, but he wished me well. Well, ain't a check, well, ain't a plumber, just a word from a man with too much summer. The mold grew black on the bedroom wall. My kid got sick, I couldn't pay for it all. He raised the rent and called it fair, said pay or leave, like I wasn't there. The landlord don't care if I bleed, he just cares if the check clears, that's his creed. My blood's on the floor, my kid's got a cough. He's counting the money, I'm counting the loss. The landlord don't care if I cry, he just wants the first and the fifth on time. I'm bleeding out in a broken down space. He's buying a vacation home in another place. I work 2 jobs just to keep the light on. The heater's broken, the window's a wound. He drives a Benz while I ride the bus, and he calls me friend, what a joke on us. I asked him nicely to fix the lock. He said the market's hot, be thankful for what you've got. I'm thankful for nothing but a roof that leaks and a landlord who charges me for the week. The landlord don't care if I bleed, he just cares if the check clears, that's his creed. My blood's on the floor, my kid's got a cough. He's counting the money, I'm counting the loss. The landlord don't care if I cry, he just wants the first and the fifth on time. I'm bleeding out in a broken down space. He's buying a vacation home in another place. I saw him at the golf course last Sunday, laughing with friends about the price of Monday. He said tenants are a necessary evil. I was pushing his cart, the ultimate sequel. He didn't recognize me out of context. My uniform gave me a different pretext. I smiled and handed him his club. He tipped me $1, that's the rub. The landlord won't bleed, but he'll feel the sting when the building he owns starts crumbling. Until then, I'll pay his price. Patch the holes with my own device. The landlord don't care if I bleed, but I'm still standing, that's my creed. Don't care if I bleed, don't care. dance. I remember when the corn grew tall, and we'd sneak out after the summer's last call. Your bare feet in the dirt, my hand in yours. We danced to the rhythm of the screen doors. The fireflies lit up the promised land. Now there's concrete where we used to stand. They came with bulldozers and blueprints grand, and paved the fields where we used to dance. They paved the fields where we used to dance. Took the topsoil and the second chance. The moss stands tall where the wheat used to bow. There's a parking lot where we used to plow. They paved the field, they killed the song. The place where we belonged is gone. Now I drive by and take a glance. They paved the fields where we used to dance. My granddad farmed that land for 40 years, sweat and blood and a lifetime of tears. They handed him a check, said sign the line. He said this dirt is mine, it's not a sign. But the lawyers came and the county agreed. Progress is progress and the farmers bleed. He died a year later, heart gave out. They paved his fields, there's no doubt. They paved the fields where we used to dance. Took the topsoil and the second chance. The moss stands tall where the wheat used to bow. There's a parking lot where we used to plow. They paved the fields, they killed the song. The place where we belonged is gone. Now I'll drive by and take a glance. They paved the fields where we used to dance. I took my daughter to the mall last week. She asked me, Daddy, why's your voice so weak? I said, baby, I used to dance right here where the Foot Locker is, there was no field. She said, but Daddy, the stores are so bright. I said, they paved the fields, they killed the light. She won't know the corn, she won't know the dance. She'll just know the pavement and the second chance. Of you in the firefly dot. They paved the fields, but they can't pave the memory. The dance still lives in the heart of me. So let the mall sell its cheap desires, but dance on the pavement with ghostly fires. They paved the fields, but we still advance. We'll dance where we used to, out of spite, a trance. last week. Stopped at the corner where I scraped my knee. The field was gone, the trees were down. There's a parking lot where I used to run around. Where we caught frogs in a jar is now a fountain full of loose change and tar. The house I grew in, with the porch so wide, is a Foot Locker now. There's nowhere to hide. They built a mall where my childhood used to be, a food court where I climbed my family tree. The swings are gone, the slides replaced by an escalator to a shopping waste. I remember the smell of rain on the grass. Now it's perfume samples as I pass. They built a mall where my childhood used to be, and they charged me $5 just to park and see. The old oak tree where I carved my name is a pillar in a clothing chain. My first kiss spot where the fireflies danced is a Cinnabon with a sugar trance. The schoolyard where we played kickball games is a parking structure with numbered names. I walked the aisles where my bedroom was, surrounded by mannequins and a buzz. They built a mall where my childhood used to be, a food court where I climbed my family tree. The swings are gone, the slides replaced by an escalator to a shopping waste. I remember the smell of rain on the grass. Now it's perfume samples as I pass. They built a mall where my childhood used to be, and they charged me $5 just to park and see. Yeah. I asked a security guard, where's the old dirt road? He said, sir, that's the loading zone for the load. I asked, where's the creek? He said, that's a drain pipe sleep. You're standing where the future grows. The past is a weed that nobody knows. I bought a pretzel and sat on a bench and watched the ghosts of my childhood cleanse. to be a dream. Used to be. Used to be. Used to be. There's a neon sign that's half burned out on 47th where the lost come down. Gold, silver loans, we buy your past. The window's full of things that didn't last. A guitar missing 2 of its strings, a wedding band and a bag of rings, a watch that stopped at the break of dawn, the pawn shop on 47th where hope is torn. The pawn shop on 47th Street where you sell your heart for a couple receipts, a ticket for your grandmother's gold, a story that's bought and a story that's sold. The man behind the counter knows your worth. He's seen the best and the worst of the earth. The pawn shop on 47th never sleeps. It just counts the tears and the promises it keeps. I walked in last winter with a silver cross. My mother gave it to count her loss of a husband who left and a son who strayed. I put it on the counter and I prayed. The man gave me 20, said that's the best. I took the cash and I failed the test of keeping what was sacred, keeping what was true. The pawn shop on 47th, it took my youth. The pawn shop on 47th Street where you sell your heart for a couple receipts, a ticket for your grandmother's gold, a story that's bought and a story that's sold. The man behind the counter knows your worth. He's seen the best and the worst of the earth. The pawn shop on 47th never sleeps. It just counts the tears and the promises it keeps. I came back last week to buy it back. The cross was gone, the shelf was black. The man said, sold it to a woman with blue eyes. She said it reminded her of the skies. I hope she wears it better than I could. I hope it brings her something good. The pawn shop keeps the stories in its walls, the footsteps in the aisles, the desperate calls. it's hard to tell. The pawn shop knows the price of farewell. I'll go back again. I'll always go to the place where the lost things grow. The pawn shop on 47th till the end, where you sell your heart and pretend to mend. Pawn shop on 47th. Pawn shop on 47th.
Slow, hollow riff with muted slide and empty reverb. Everyone's shouting from every screen. Politicians, preachers, and everything between. The news is screaming, the phones are ringing, but I've got nothing to sing. They want a hot take, they want a stand. They want me to join the circus dance, but my mouth is dry, my tongue is tired of something that's telling me it's good. Do the chords scratch that a room lost? Drums pound like a heartbeat. Can I hear it say? The world is loud, but I got nothing to say. That the world is out, every note feels strange. It's sleeping on the rooftops. I'm wishing in the dark. I'm lost with the spark. Outraging the scene. Everyone's angry with everyone's mean. Quiet and small.
Found him in the middle of the road, head hung low in the evening glow. Me touch his side, he didn't move. That's when me knew me had something to prove. Me pulled the plow through the red clay mud, blisters on my fingers, sweat and blood. But the blade is bent, the handle cracked, and there ain't no doctor gonna bring it back. No doctor, no doctor, there's no doctor for a broken plow.
No doctor now, no doctor now.
No medicine for a broken vow.
No medicine, no how.
You can call the preacher, call the nurse, but a broken plow is a broken curse. You can pray all night till the morning shows, but a broken plow is where the sorrow goes. Me remember when my daddy held this blade, planting corn in the summer shade. He says, son, this plow is your skin. Take care of it, or you won't win. But me let it rust, me let it fall. Me was chasing whiskey and a woman's call. And when me come back to the family land, the plow was broken in me hand, in me hand. In the sand, there's no doctor for a broken plow.
No doctor now, no doctor now.
No medicine for a broken vow.
No medicine, no how.
You can buy a new one, shiny and bright, but it the field, won't know the fight. It won't know the sweat from my daddy's brow. There's no doctor for a broken plow. May I ask the old man down at the store, can you fix what been broke before? He look at me through a cloudy eye. Son, some things is born and some things die. He say a plow is like a man, you see. It been so long it forget to be free. You can weld the iron, you can mend the seam, but the heart of the plow is a broken dream. So me take the plow and me hang it high up on the barn wall to watch the sky. Me leave the blade to the wind and rain. Me surrender to the loss and pain. Me go out to the field with just me hands. Me work the dirt like the old man planned. No plow to guide, no iron to lean, just a broken man and a broken dream. Broken man, broken dream. There's no doctor for a broken plow.
No doctor now, no doctor now.
No medicine for a broken vow.
No medicine.
So me leave it hanging on the rusty nail. Me tell my story in the evening gale. And when me go to the other side, me hope to plow and me can finally hide. Me used to think the plow was just a tool, but now me know me was the fool. There ain't no doctor for what's been broke since the beginning.